All right, Emily.
Yes.
Emily, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I'm from a small town in Texas called Sour Lake. It's sort of near Houston.
What was your family like?
Fun, cute family. My mom and dad are divorced. My mom was married to someone that did make my childhood difficult. Their relationship was quite difficult. And so there was a lot of fighting and stuff going on. But still love him, still love her. Me and her are very close. My dad was like one of my best friends. We did everything together. We played sports. We did everything. And I have a younger brother and an older sister.
And how far did you go to school?
What was that?
How far did you go to school?
Oh, I went to partial college.
Oh, you did?
So yes, I moved to Los Angeles at 18 to go to New York Film Academy.
And what did you want to do with your, be an actor?
Yes, I wanted to act and model. Yeah.
But you got derailed a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Tell me about that, because what you're doing is something that I think a lot of young ladies are doing.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, so I moved here for acting and modeling to Los Angeles, and I became a personal trainer along the way. I got into social media along the way, and then doing OnlyFans kind of fell into my lap. And honestly, it's been life-changing, and it's been something that I didn't necessarily expect to be doing, but now that I'm here, I'm amazed and grateful, to be honest.
It's been a good experience.
Yeah, overall, it's been a really good experience.
And you're making good money, I assume.
I am making good money. I'm making six figures. I'm making more money than I expected to be making at this age, and it's pretty exciting.
So you're shooting like videos or photos or?
Yes, so I do videos and photos. I do have nudity on my page. Some girls don't. You really don't have to. Some girls go really hardcore with it and have explicit things on their page. I do that separately, selling content, but not on my main wall. On my main wall, I just have sort of videos getting ready, topless. Let's see, videos, you know, just doing household things. Like, people like that. It's really cool. Sexy photos that I feel amazing and beautiful in, and that other people want to have access to, and they can't publicly online. So
you told me your boyfriend helps you.
He does.
He shoots the.
Yes, he shoots a lot of my content. Yeah, he does.
How does this make you feel? You're, I guess, a form of sex worker.
Yeah, I am. And actually, whenever
you don't have to have contact with anyone.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the amazing part. And honestly, since, I don't know, I guess maybe 15 or 16, when I found out kind of like what Playboy is, I've been like in love and obsessed just with the idea of being like nude and feeling still sexy and confident and beautiful. Whenever, you know, I'm from a small town in Texas, like, people being nude is like, no, don't do that around me. Like, we don't do that here. And for me, it's just always been something that I feel good about and inspired about, and just, it empowers me in a sense. So, yeah.
No, I can see why you're successful.
Yeah, thank you.
So the clients will subscribe or pay for special content or something like that?
Exactly, both, yeah. So people will subscribe, and, you know, they can buy up to a year, they can buy 6 months, they can go month to month, and they can also pay for content separately. They can tip me, or they can request in a video, and as long as I'm comfortable with doing the request, then it's a go. So I get requests, sometimes it's really something simple, like just literally showering nude, nothing sexual going on, you're just showering, or cooking nude, or like sucking my own toes, or just like showing off like the soles of my feet. Like, there's a lot of requests like that. And then there's, like, you know, bouncing, things like that, other requests, but yeah.
And that's what turned that on.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel about this? I mean, you're a sex object, basically.
For sure, yeah. And to be honest, I actually feel really empowered by it. I started modeling at 16, And pretty much ever since then, there's been multiple photo shoots that I've gone on where I was sexually assaulted or just talked to like they're really trying to hint at wanting to do other things. And it was just always so, I guess, disempowering, or I would just feel like, oh God, like this always happens. Like, why does this keep happening and how do I prevent it? And that's what gives me power and confidence, like in doing OnlyFans, is literally everything is on my terms. Everything. If I'm not comfortable with a video or photo request, I just tell that person. And for the most part, they always understand and don't really push the issue further. But just literally everything's in my power. I can make a video or photo that I want to make, and it's only me involved. So everything is going to go fine, and I know that. So
What percentage does OnlyFans take?
they take 20%.
20%.
Yes.
I mean, it's the safest, I would think, of all the possibilities for a girl who wants to use her beauty and
Yeah,
sexuality to.
definitely. Yeah, I would think so for sure. For sure.
It's interesting for me. I've thought a lot about this because I do so many videos that are related to this topic. I have two daughters that are a little younger than you. You're 25,
Yes.
and I just I see the struggles that a lot of women have to survive and make money and pay the bills and pay the rent and so on. And being a sex worker is so frowned upon
Yeah.
by society.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
I'm not making a judgment. I'm just noticing that this is what's going
For
on
sure. Yeah. I
in the
totally
world
agree.
and our country. And they'll teach classes on how to run a restaurant or do other careers that often fail.
Yeah.
But for a young lady like yourself, I would think starting this would be a pretty, there's a high probability you'll be successful
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
making multiple six figures.
For sure. And I do think actually if I could have dropped the fear of that judgment sooner in my life, I think I could have been making six figures at a very young age, maybe 20 or 21, like some of these girls.
According to some of the sex workers I've interviewed, if you were 15, you could be making a killing.
That too. Yeah, honestly, that's true.
Illegally, I guess.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, a lot of why I didn't start earlier and go all in with this, why I did start at 2020, I started, was because of the fear of judgment. I didn't want like content to get leaked and one of my friends or one of my family members see it, or just really just anyone in society that I didn't want to see it. I felt like almost shame from it. So it really took me doing a lot of personal work to lift that shame and just face like, no, Emily, this is what you love to do. Like you enjoy this and you can give yourself a really good life if you go all in.
I'm sure your boyfriend's totally into it.
Totally into it, for sure. Yeah, and actually I do know that there's a lot of boyfriends who aren't because of the whole judgment thing and just the way that society
I guess it's everyone's personal decision, like how
sure,
uptight you're going to be about sex.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I see as I've been doing these interviews
Mm-hmm.
for years, like my stand on it has relaxed a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
When I was younger, I was like, oh no, that's bad, that's wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether you're a stripper or a prostitute or a sugar baby or whatever, it's like, where else can you make the money you're making
Yeah, exactly.
at 25 years old?
I know, exactly.
I mean, you probably won't be able to do it forever, but I think you'll have a long career and you'll save your money.
Make a killing in the meantime.
You're saving money, I'm sure, right?
For sure, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm doing my best. I didn't really realize the whole taxes thing whenever I first started, so
Yeah, you're learning.
that was kind of a slap in the face. I was like, oh my God, I have to speed save now, but I did it. Now I'm trying to get caught up. I've made some bad business decisions in this time where I've been making more money, which I think is just going to come along with it. It's just a life thing that will happen. But overall, I'm very happy financially.
What have you learned about men from doing this and seeing their requests and the demand that you have?
I've learned that actually a lot of them are actually very respectful. It's not necessarily what I think a lot of women have like a skewed idea. Oh, men are just dogs, or like men are gross, or oh, all they want to think about is sex. but it's really just what we all want to think about. Like, we all want to explore, and if they see me online, they think I'm hot and they join and they have a request, I'm very open to hearing about it. If it's something I'm not comfortable with, I really can't think of an instance where they were actually angry that I wasn't comfortable with it. So I've learned, they really are just trying to survive like the rest of us.
In your personal life, have you run into friends or relatives that are like uptight about it and think what you're doing is wrong or pass judgment?
I actually haven't had any friends at least tell me, but I have a really open-minded friend group, so I think I'm really lucky for that, and that's kind of who I've placed around me. I do think that some of my family is kind of like, I don't know, I kind of wish she was doing something else, but they don't really tell me, just, it's fine. I mean, we have our opinions. If people aren't okay with what I do, then that's okay, and it doesn't bother me too much. It used to bother me a lot. That's why I was like very hesitant to start OnlyFans in the
Americans can be very uptight about sex.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Have there been any surprises with your OnlyFans?
Well, I actually did have a family member who sent me an explicit photo of themselves, thinking that I didn't know who it was, and was like asking me to basically rate their private area, and that was quite an experience. That became a whole thing in my family, and that was pretty uncomfortable for me.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I felt pretty taken advantage of in that situation. That was pretty weird.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you also had a little controversy with something that happened at Disneyland here in Los Angeles?
Yes. I wore, can I stand?
Sure.
Can you see my outfit?
Sure.
If I stood, okay. So yes, I wore this outfit, this exact outfit entirely. I didn't wear it to Disneyland. I was in the downtown Disney parking lot just making some videos just to be silly. No one was around. And I think it's funny. I think it's a funny outfit. I work with this company, Tata Towels, and yeah, I just thought it was silly. And it ended up getting blown up way out of proportion. There was like articles about it. This woman wore this outfit at Disneyland. And yeah, it was a whole thing. It went viral, like on social media and like on TikTok and Instagram. People were like mad. And of course, everyone made it about, oh my goodness, why would she wear that around kids? People wear micro bikinis around kids. It's literally covering everything. So I really think it's just people being jealous and things like that, which is another problem and another thing that hopefully society can work on. We're all trying to compete with each other all the time.
Yeah, the envy.
Yeah, the envy.
And jealousy.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
Judgment and hatred
most
that comes from it.
of where the issue came from, not actually about the kids. Yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about doing this for a career?
If someone was thinking about doing this for a career, I would say, like, go for it.
It's a lot more work than people think it is.
It is a lot more work. You definitely do have to be on your stuff when you do it. But if it's something that people are thinking about, I really think that you should go for it. I think that it can totally turn your life around and change your life, and that, yeah, just go for it, honestly, and go just all in with it. At your comfort level, obviously, but.
And save money for taxes.
And save money for taxes, for sure, do that, yes.
It's one of the few sex worker careers that you actually pay taxes.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
And so the requests that you'll get, do you sometimes turn them down? I'm sure.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes because they sometimes want you to be explicit with your words and the video, like, and yeah, sometimes it's just too much, and I'm just like, okay, that's not really something. That's past my comfort level, where I feel like at that point I might as well just do porn. That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
even though
is what you're doing basically porn?
Sometimes it is, yeah, sometimes, basically. But the amazing thing, like I said, is that it's all in my control.
Right.
So, yeah. And it'll be with my partner, not with, other people. Or alone, with just myself.
Yeah.
which is also good.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Any regrets? Honestly, like to be totally honest, my only regret, which it's really even not because I think that I had to go through certain life experiences to get where I am today, but is that I didn't go fully in on who I am and who I actually wanted to be and wanted to do until very recently, like within the last couple of years, because I was afraid of the judgment and I was afraid of what other people might think of me. So ever since I've lifted that, I'm just like, hey, this is me. This is what I do. I love myself and I still think I'm amazing. And if you don't, you just don't have to be in my life.
I would think as a sex worker, somebody who is getting all this judgment from others, if I were in your shoes, I would use it to motivate myself to be even nicer and sweeter and kinder to others.
Exactly.
And people want to hate you.
But they can't.
And you're like, what are you hating?
Exactly.
What exactly are you hating?
For sure. Yeah. That's exactly how it is. I like kill everyone with kindness, but it's not even a front. It really is truly who I am, which might even kill them more.
And what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
The most important lesson I've learned in my life,
In your 25 years.
and I'm in my 25 years, yeah, I would say is really just how important it is to just love people and not judge them for real. I really don't think people deserve to be judged for almost anything. Like I grew up with a younger brother who is gay or bisexual, and I've just seen him be made fun of and judged his entire life. It's been very, very hard for him.
In Texas.
In Texas, yeah, and he's still there. I'm hoping he can make it over at some point. But it's really just heartbreaking, and no one deserves that. We're all humans. Stop taking life so seriously, first of all.
The problem with the hatred and judgment that others are dishing out, it's not going to change a thing. All you're doing is making yourself more miserable.
Exactly. You're making yourself more miserable and maybe the other person if they know that you're judging them and hating on them. So yeah, it literally just brings you down whenever all you can do is focus on the negatives about other people. What is even the point, first of all? Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Emily, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
You're delightful. Thank you.
Thank you.